let me ask you, as we're talking about the US, you've obviously had a couple of fighters of yours recently sign co-promotional deals with ESPN, Tyson Fury, Cole Frampton. What's the thinking behind that? What's the strategy?
Well, the thing with Tyson was, whatever, even if we hadn't done the deal with ESPN, which we put, which was put on the table, even if that deal hadn't been done, then Tyson would still been fighting in the States anyway on Showtime with a rematch with Wilder. So whatever way you want to look at it, that's what his destiny was to be for his next fights, because that's the only place that could generate the money that was needed to make that fight. What came out was an opportunity for Tyson as regarding appearing on ESPN. It's a massive platform. It's in 75% of the homes in America, and it builds his stock and also, gives him a big hand at the table when it comes to negotiating these fights now. If Wilder didn't sign with DAZN, I think they announced yesterday his next fight's on Showtime. So if Tyson and him were to get it on this year, you would think that would be on the biggest platform out there, which would be ESPN.
Well, if there's a bidding war, then it's great for the fighters, isn't it?
It's great for the fighters, great for the fans, but it's great for the fighters. It certainly we're not having to go and fight on somebody else's show like we had when Tyson challenged him. We had to go on it. And my big point about that is that if that had been on our show, would there have been a difference in the scoring? I'm not saying that anyone was. I'm saying they got it got it wrong. The judges, or two of the judges, got it wrong. But more importantly, I don't think it would have panned out that way. That's my opinion. So you're always looking for every edge you can get for the guy that you're working with. And as far as Tyson's concerned, it's a really good move for him.
So is this one of those rare things in boxing where two different promotional entities work together for the common good? Because it doesn't happen enough.
Well, it is. I mean, for Top Rank, ourselves, MTK, were heavily involved in getting this thing together. The whole thing is a good move. And as far as the BT customers are concerned, they're still getting to see the fighters that they see come through in the last. Certainly in Tyson's case, last year. So it's a win-win for everybody. And as I say, it puts him in a really good position. It gives him great exposure. He will get big ratings for his next fight, and that is going to make a big difference. He'll be more eyeballs be watching him than there will be watching Deontay Wilder, and certainly watching Anthony Joshua's next fight.
As we're talking about Tyson Fury, what is the news there, if any? When's it going to be? Where's it going to be specifically?
It's all being finalised at the moment, and there'll be an announcement, fairly soon about that.
Do you know what sort of level you're looking for him to fight at? Are you looking to keep him up near the top now he's gone back?
Fight somebody in the top 5.
Wow. What do you base that on, though? Like top 5 box rec rankings, or your top 5? Or?
From somebody in one of the governing bodies' top 5 rankings.
So we've narrowed it down to probably about 15 fighters now. So we'll go and guess.
Well, I don't know where it is. I mean, I'm quite sure most of those fighters will be duplicated in the various rankings. Yeah.
Okay, and what do you expect from him now? If he's not fighting Wilder straight away, do you expect him to fight Wilder before the end of the year, even given the broadcast situation?
In an ideal world, I'd love to see that happen. That makes a lot of sense for both the fighters, but we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously they both got fights, and certainly Deontay's got his next fight on, which is in May. I think, is it May 18th? He's fighting, so he's got a big fight with Brazil, and see how they all come through their fights. But I certainly, I know that Tyson, I'm quite sure everybody concerned would love to see that fight.
And talking about heavyweights, you've got Daniel Dubois headlining this big show on the 27th. How far away is he, in your opinion, from joining that elite level of Fury, Joshua, Wilder?
Well, as far as punch power is concerned, he's there. But it's a bit more than that. It's about him getting experience. I think within the next... I honestly believe by the end of the year, with him and Nathan getting it on, whoever comes through that fight, I think they're going to be really in a position where they'll be there or thereabouts fighting for a world title.
Brilliant. Well, we wish you the best luck on the 27th, and hopefully we'll see you on Friday.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Take care.